All right, so this was one hell of a morning. The baby is being a baby. Woke up, breakfast for my spouse, sitting on the counter waiting. But this is going to be the only time that I'm going to have to record a video because I'll be on baby duty today because I have shit going on in my life. But anyway, um, so this is going to be the last because I usually don't even make responses, but one thing that always kind of infuriates me or just gets me riled up is just severely illogical thinking or like doubling down on illogical thinking, at least on reality, right? Now, again, there are anomalies. I'm an anomaly, right? I'm living on top of Prague and my lifestyle. I get it. Like I am an anomaly. I totally get it, right? But when there's a lack of genuine awareness of logic in the world, like these are the things that completely it triggers my alcoholism. For example, the movie Barbie triggered my alcoholism. Uh, this situation almost triggered my alcoholism, and I'm going to dive into it in a minute. Um, Again, from somebody who supposedly has a law degree, and his initial argument was running straight to Wikipedia. A lot of this is in question in terms of efficacy on his part of what he's doing in life. Again, I'm not saying I'm not going to 100% say it because again, I get anomalies. I'm an anomaly, but a lot of this shit is like really a lot. It's just not adding up to me at all, right? And the only people who, in my opinion, the only people who can follow that are people who are just completely unaware of reality, right? So the issue is, I made a post to this guy, and I'll be honest, I did start it, right? I started because I called it out as bullshit because I literally just had this same exact issue between my current university and the Veteran Affairs Office, right? On about privacy acts. You can't just randomly go up in there and just ask them a random question about a random person and they just so oh yeah, here's all the information. Like I'm highly doubting that. Now, in highly doubting it, I have to define this, right? There's always an idiot walking around who will give you government secrets for a Klondike bar. There's always that idiot. That's just the reality, right? There's always an idiot who will, if you just ask them for the keys to their car, they would just give it to you, right? And in good trust and good faith, just because whatever, they're idiot, they liked you, whatever. That can always happen. Again, there's anomalies. My statement is on the reality of the situation, right? And what is legal or what's legal or what is just simply the reality. And we're going to dive into this because I got it up on the other screen. So here, first off, oh yeah, this is another reason why my morning was wild was because I tried to log into my Instagram on this laptop, but I don't know the password, right? So I tried logging in on this computer on Instagram, and and when I finally figured out my username, because again, I'm not good with social media. I'm running around too much in life. I have too much going on. I don't. This is my life does not revolve around social media. Social media is fourth or fifth on my list. Usually when the baby's sleeping and he's with me, or I'm just severely bored on a train or something like that. Something like that. I don't. Social media is not my number one, two, or three to go to. Right. So I'm dumb as fuck with social media. I tried logging into my Instagram. I don't know the password. So they sent me to an old email address that I haven't used since high school, right? Well, I made it in high school. I haven't used it in years. So I went to that website to try to get my password, and they text an old American phone number that I haven't had in at least 10 years. And the Instagram message I got was, oh, well, you have one day to fix it or we're going to disable your account. So to make clear, if my account is disabled, that was not me, because I have my YouTube channel that has all information that I talk about. So I'm not running from. Just to be clear, there's no running from anything. Instagram is threatening to disable my account because I don't know my password and how to log in. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, now that that's clear, back to what Goob YouTube. Back to this. This is so ridiculous. Either, okay, here's the thing. Either it's going to be he's ridiculous or this is going to be a severe issue with the federal government and privacy. right? And we're gonna have to pick one of the two, right? So let's say Goob U2 is right, and I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's say his law degree is real. Let's say he's actually somewhat competent in his degree, right? And let's say he did talk to Georgetown or whatever, and he got the information literally by saying, "Hello, I would like directory information on, Sarah Willingham," right? And the person says, "Oh yeah, here it is, blah blah blah," right? Let's say all this is real. If that's real, then I think that's a severe issue with privacy in the U.S. education system. Because McDonald's wouldn't even fall for this silly shit, right? And we're gonna dive into it. So actually, let's dive into it right now. So this is what I'm getting swarmed with. Not necessarily swarmed, but I'm getting, people are coming out the woodwork trying to cut little parts of this out and throw it in my face, right? So actually, let me make this down here. Yeah, there we go. So, and we're going to read this together. So this is what directory information is. And this is the main fight that people are coming at me with, right? So directory information. Directory information is contained in the education records of a student that would not generally be considered harmful or an invasion of privacy if disclosed. Typically, directory information includes information such as name, address, telephone listing, date and place of birth, participation in officially recognized activity in sports, and dates of attendance. A school may disclose directory information to third parties without consent if it has given public notice to the types of information which is designated as directory information, the parents or eligible students' rights to restrict the disclosure of such information, and the period of time within which a parent or eligible student has to notify the school in writing that he or she does not want any or all of those types of information designated as directory information, right? And there's the code right there. I tried clicking the code, but the site's broken. We can do it right now. It just doesn't go anywhere, at least to a broken link. Yeah. So here's, and again, I'm using .gov. This is the U.S. Department of Education's website. Again, I'm not quoting Wikipedia. There's never been any Wikipedia, unless I was just in a mood to just get to something quick. I'm not going to start a whole retaliation with fact, especially in my professional field, starting with Wikipedia. Yeah. So let's dive into this. Right. So let's specifically dive into directory information. Right. The definition of directory information. Now, this is what I think that is kind of shocking for someone who supposedly has a law degree and is in any way efficient. Now, for anybody who's ever come near any type of law school or knew people in law, or if you even come near that, you know that the curriculum is typically based on what if scenarios. What if this law contradicts that law, or does this law make that law okay now because this, these things, right? I don't even study law formally, and I know this, right? And again, this is why I'm not saying he didn't do it, but it's not adding up, right? So with directory information that's supposedly a free-for-all. Now, again, let's take Goob U2 as he's correct. Let's just give him the benefit of the doubt. He's correct. This would be a serious issue with privacy and safety and privacy in education, right? So based off directory information, let's zoom in. Uh-oh, let's zoom in. Can I zoom in? Is it gonna let me? Let's zoom in, right? It's a little better, but not too much. Now, first, let's break it down so anybody can associate with it. Because I think what's happened is, if I had to guess, most of his followers aren't very well educated in any sense. So they kind of see university as a place of the gods, like I did before I went to university, right? They probably see it as a place of the gods, so they're kind of like jumping to conclusions. Like, for example, in the U.S., as long as you're a U.S. citizen, mostly, generally speaking, you can become president of the United States, right? But in theory, there's a lot more actually to that. But on the surface level, for the uninitiated, you would think, oh, yeah, I could just be president of the United States. Yeah, I can do it. But you don't know that you actually need funding to push your own drive in all the different states to sway the people over. They don't know all the deeper intricacies in that. So, yeah, I could just become president because I'm just a U.S. citizen. That's all it takes. Yep. but there's more to it. And see, again, this is where I'm severely doubting his efficacy in law, right? Because again, in the law field, they test you on these deeper, intricate forms of thought. What if, is this right? What if, is this a safety concern for the public? Blah, 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 right? I know this, and I didn't even study law on any formal level, right? So let's break down directory information, because this seems to be the main part that people keep running at me with. And I want you to really think about that. Anybody who watches this, clean the muscle milk out your ears and really apply actual thought to human safety with this. Now, again, let's say Goob U2 is right. Well, this is an issue with the federal government at this point, right? Because they're funding it. Let's break it down to where the everyday man can understand it. Let's say you call McDonald's, right? And be like, hello, I would like information. I would like directory information such as name. I want to know the name, address, telephone listing, date and place of birth, the date and place of birth, participation in officially recognized activity sports, and dates of attendance from the employee, John Smith, who was a burger flipper at McDonald's, right? And you literally just walked in there, was like, or called or emailed. You just literally said, hello, like Goob U2 did. Hello, I would like to know the name and address of John Smith, who was a burger flipper at Walmart, please. Right? Try it. By all means, try it. Walk up in Walmart and be like, hi, yes, I would like to know the address of Sarah Marshall. She cooked fries for samples in 2008. I like her address, please. Right? Try it at Walmart. Try it at fucking IHOP. Walk in there. Be my guest, Goob U2. Go in there. Go in there. So this is either one or two things, right? If this were to work, like I said, okay, 2.5. One, there's always an anomaly. There's always an idiot that will give away government secrets for a candy bar. There's always that idiot in there. I know. I'll acknowledge that, right? The other instance is there's a severe lack in privacy, right? And the other part is who in their right mind is going to walk into a place and ask for somebody's directory information, such as their home address, name, and telephone number. And this part doesn't even go into the fact that you can even ask activities and sports as in terms of how tall they are and how much they weigh. Think, dude, like how many reality. This should have been in a first course in law school. Now, let's elaborate on another part, right? And see, this is where law school should have really came in and cleared this up for people like who supposedly has a law degree. He might, I don't know, maybe he just had a brain fart and he forgot. Or maybe he's one of those guys who did law school 10 years ago and has nothing else going on with his life, so he just lives off of that last moment of his life because that was the only thing he did that was truly of any value. Maybe he's one of those kind of guys. I don't know. I'm not faulting him for it. I know people like that, right? So I'm not faulting him for it. Life happens. And again, just to be clear, like I hope the guy gets however much money he wants, however much pussy he wants, the cars. I don't hope any ill will to anybody on earth, right? So this is not trying to like hurt him on a personal level, unless he wants to like take it to that level. I can do that, but I initially don't really care about the dude's life at all, right? If anything, I just wish him the best and just stay the fuck away from me. As with most people in life, right? He's nothing special, right? So let's break this down on a law and how law would look at it, right? This should have been a basic homework assignment in the first semester for him, since he supposedly has a law degree. So let's make an example. How this law can can go against human safety, right? Let's say there's a Goob U2, right, who was dating, or let's just make up names. Let's say Alex Smith, he went to a college university bar, right, and he approached Sarah, right, and he really liked Sarah, right, but Sarah, she was kind of nice to him, and she blew him off and left, right? But let's say Alex Smith really liked Sarah, Right? He really liked her, and he thought there was more to it. But Sarah never gave him. Sarah gave him a wrong phone number, and he never knew where she was. But he just really wanted to see her. He was caught up with her. Right? He was just caught up by Sarah at the local university bar that she was attending. Right? They both attended that, or she attended university. He didn't even have to attend, based off of Goob too, and his creep following that's like following me now. So, and this is a safety concern. So Alex Smith should be able to just go into the registrar's office and be like, "Hi, yes, I'd like the home address and telephone number of what I forgot what I named her, Sarah. I would like the home address and telephone number of Sarah." Right? And they should be like, and based off Goob too, they should be, "Oh yeah, here it is. Here's Sarah's telephone number. Here's her home address. Here's her whole real name. Here's her data." They should be able to give them all that. Do you see how that sounds? Isn't there a little concern? See, I think people are taking directory information in the terms of you can just buy a house, right? Like legally, you can buy a house as long as you have residency or you're a citizen of the country. If you just have money, technically you can just buy a house, right? That's my baby screaming. He wants to come see daddy. Technically speaking, you can just buy a house. But as we all know, who gave it any level of intricate thought, it's going to be a bit more steps than that. We all know if that price is a house if that house is priced at $200,000, by the time you finish, it's going to be a little more than $200,000. You can't walk up there with $200,000 cash and just have a house. Right. And I think that's the big confusion with this guy and his creep following, because you clearly there has to be a part of you that just ignores reality to just think you can just go, "Hi, my name is John Smith. I'd like the telephone number of Lauren Johnson. I like to know her home address. I like to know her date and place of birth." Right? I don't know why these balloons keep happening. I don't know what that shit is. But you see how crazy that sounds? So again, there's two issues I can immediately point out, and I didn't even go to law school, right? First is human safety, because what if that guy ends up becoming a stalker, goes there and kills her, rapes her, whatever, right? Because now he has her home address, right? Now all the Goob 2 has to do is wait outside until she come home, and then go in there and rape the bitch, right? Because now he got her home address. And see, this is what's shocking about someone who supposedly studied law and doesn't realize how this makes him look. Right? There's a human, but again, let's say Goob 2 is right? Let's say this dude is right. And the only reason I remember his name because I'm getting people like coming at me all the time with this shit. Because okay, anyway. But let's say Goob 2 is right? Who in their right mind, who supposedly has a law degree and is doing so well off in life and is so successful, who has such downtime to where they would go and even attempt to ask a university that he has no contact, no connections with in the administration level, right? And request directory information from a woman who don't even know his first name, right? Like, why would you, like, where is your mind at to even do some shit like that, dude? Like, because I got a YouTube channel, yeah, and I roast bitches, right? I roast them, but my YouTube channel is based on educating men to get to realize what bitches are saying. Your YouTube channel is based off of looking at people's abdominals to see if they lying in a picture. Like, what the fuck? Like, dude, like, where is your mind? Where is your mind to seriously, like, you just be off in the world chilling and be like, you know what? I think I should contact Yale University based off this law, and you got nothing to do with your fucking life to do some shit like that, right? For no other reason other than to just keep riding the bitch's dick. Like, that's all. That's the only reason. Like I got my son in the other room with my spouse. She's over there feeding breakfast. I got breakfast waiting on the fucking table. Let me go grab it. Just because motherfuckers will think I'm playing. and I ain't editing shit out. Here's the breakfast I got in there waiting for me right now. Can you see that? Yeah, cucumbers and eggs, right? There you go, right there. Made by my actual fucking spouse, right? There is no point in my day where I seriously think, you know what I should do? I should go and contact the university. Like, grow. But yeah, okay, again, let's get back to the core reason, the core situation. Let's say Goob U2 is right, which, okay, I just had this issue with my VA and my university no more than 3 weeks ago about this same scenario about privacy situations, because my university, I kept having to play middleman between my university and the VA because they didn't want to talk to each other. And I actually had to tell them that, yes, you can, because you're paying for it. You're funding my education, so you two can talk. And after that, they emailed each other directly, and then would just CC me in on this shit. But before that, I had to get a response from the school, and then forward it to my VA counselor, because they refuse to talk to each other, dude. And this is about my academic history, right? Anything about that, they not gonna just do that, dude. Like, motherfuckers just ain't gonna just do like. But again, now let's say he's right. Let's say there's some loophole in it, right? Let's say there's a loophole, right? And you can do that, like, for this specific school or something like that. There was definitely more. Okay, if it's possible, there's more to that story than he's trying to lead on, that you can just walk out there and just do that. See, guys like him are the reasons why there's people doing 10 to 15 in the federal penitentiary, right? It's guys like him why there's people who never committed a crime and they fuck around and getting like and they doing fair time because they got to listening to the dudes like that and found a tip and trick on social media and fucked around, found themselves doing 10 to 15. See, and that's why I went on that rant, was it, I don't know, Saturday, right? Because it's guys like him that fuck up. See, people like him is why there's starvation and poverty on earth. Right? Because they not gonna tell the whole story, or they trying to lead you on to believe it's something easier, and it's not that. Dude, again, let's go back to this directory information. I'm gonna leave it at this. I said I was gonna make a 15-minute video. It's going on 30 minutes now. Directory information includes name, address, telephone listing, date and place of birth. Just that alone, for anybody who studied law, who supposedly has a law degree, you should immediately be able to look at that and be like, yeah, it ain't that easy to just say, hello, my name is such and such. Like, again, maybe there's a loophole and he just didn't show y'all on the internet. Maybe there's some type of loophole, or he could have just got lucky and found that idiot who would give away top secret information for a Snickers candy bar. He could have just got lucky with that. I'll give him that. Right? But seriously, let's go back to the example that I gave earlier. Try going to McDonald's and doing that. Like, call McDonald's, be like, hi, yes, can I have the address and telephone number of and the full name of Sarah B. Johnson? Call McDonald's and try it, and let me know how that works out. Call McDonald's, call Walmart, Tesco, wherever you are on earth, Bela, I don't know, but call your local grocery store, call your local coffee shop, and just be like, hi, yes, I would like the full name, address, and telephone listing and place of birth of Sarah Johnson, please. And they're gonna say, who the fuck are you? Oh, I'm just a random dude on YouTube trying to think. Now, if he did manage to wiggle his way in there, it was some loophole. Maybe it's a loophole. But again, see, guys like him are going to lead the majority of the population in the poverty, starvation, and trouble, right? Because maybe he found a loophole. Maybe he did. Maybe he found some type of loophole to get through it. Maybe, right? But see, guys like that are going to lead copious amounts of people into hardships because they're listening to somebody like that who don't know, who either doesn't know what the fuck they talking about, or they're leaving out a huge part of the story that you don't fit. All right. But again, this alarms me from somebody who supposedly studied law, right? This is very disturbing to me, to say the least, right? And it's gonna be the last video that I hope to make on it, because again, the only thing that gets me riled up is just lack of reality and awareness, complete severe lack of reality and awareness. Because again, like I said earlier, let's use the example, just call it McDonald's, right? Or we could use the example, like I said, okay, to break it down even like to where everybody can understand it. Let's say, so with this theory, what's stopping any stalker, some disgruntled ex, what's stopping a murderer, a disgruntled ex, somebody who's angry with the university because they flunked out, whatever, what's stopping any of these people from calling there and be like, hi, yes, I'd like the home address of Lauren Johnson, please. And they just go there and kill the bitch. Like, what's stopping that? It's directory information, so you should just be able to do it. Like, think. Like, what's stopping? So here's, if Goob U2 is right, then I think this needs to be addressed in the federal government, because this is a severe lack of privacy or privacy law. This is a severe issue with privacy laws. If it's just that simple. If it's your sister, so anybody watching, if that's your daughter in that school, right? Let's say it's your, would you really feel comfortable, right? If your 20-year-old daughter went off to college, right? And some dude who liked her could just easily just get directory information on your daughter's home address, name, and telephone number. Would you really feel comfortable with that? That dude could be a rapist, a killer, anything, right? Really think about that. And see, again, this is why I find it so shocking that somebody with a supposed law degree is trying to work on, right? That's why I find it so shocking. Again, clear the muscle milk out your fucking ears and think, clean the muscle milk out your ears, dude. Like, think, right? Think. McDonald's wouldn't even do that shit. A mom and pop store, call a mom and pop shop. They're not dumb enough to do that shit. Like I said, anybody can run look. If you look up the law and say, can I buy a house as a U.S. citizen? Yeah, you can buy a house as a U.S. citizen, right? But you better not go to Santa Monica with $15 in your pocket. Just because you can don't mean you can, right? Right. And these intricacies, again, is what is so shocking to me, that a supposed law degree holder is working on and using as, and on top of that, using Wikipedia as a source, is fighting on and working. So I'm gonna get out of here because here comes the baby. So I'll catch y'all later, man. Peace out.